If you've been watching The Law According to Lidia Poët on Netflix, also known by its original Italian title, La Legge di Lidia Poët, then you already know this show is something special. Set in the late 19th century, it follows Lidia's incredible fight to become the first female lawyer in Italy. But here's the thing, that fight is now officially over, and not in the way fans were hoping. So let's break down everything you need to know, and heads up. Spoilers are ahead. Season 3 recap where we left off. Season 3 picks up 6 months after the Season 2 finale. And right away, Lidia is thrown into one of her most personal cases yet, defending a dear friend who could literally be executed if found guilty. By the time the season wraps up, Lidia has not only uncovered the full truth behind the case, but her personal life has also gone through a massive upheaval. The Season 3 finale ties up all the loose ends, and while Lidia's fight is far from over within the story, it does bring the show itself to a close. Why there won't be a Season 4? So here's the news that's been disappointing a lot of fans. There is no Season 4. Season 3 was always intended to be the final season. Now, the third season was greenlit in late 2024, but it wasn't until shortly before its premiere that it was also confirmed to be the last. As for why Netflix decided to end it, that was never officially explained. But there are 2 likely reasons. First, viewership dropped in Season 2, despite the show performing really well on an international scale. Second, it's possible the creators simply felt they had told everything they needed to tell with Lidia's story, and they chose to end it on a high note rather than drag it out unnecessarily. How Season 3 wraps up Lidia's story. And honestly, getting a proper ending is so much better than a sudden cancellation that just leaves everyone hanging. With the final season, the show makes sure every major loose end gets resolved, especially the big one, Lidia's dream of becoming a lawyer. There's actually a dream sequence where the audience gets to see the exact moment Lidia finally gets to put on the black cloak. It's symbolic, it's emotional, and it gives her character the win she's been fighting for this whole time. What Season 4 could have explored. Now, if Season 4 had happened, there was definitely more story to tell. We could have seen Lidia and her brother Enrico tackle new cases, or push forward with a bill in Parliament fighting for women's rights. More murder mysteries would have kept things exciting, because, let's be honest, watching Lidia solve crimes is one of the best parts of the show. On the romantic side, things could have gotten more interesting too. Maybe Lidia and Forno wouldn't have split up so fast, and we'd get a deeper look at their complicated relationship. Or maybe a completely new love interest would have come along and challenged Lidia in ways she never expected. But for now, the show is wrapped up for good with the Season 3 finale. Season 4 cast, who would have returned? If by some miracle the show had been renewed for a 4th season, the core cast would absolutely have had to come back. Matilda De Angelis would return as Lidia Poët. Obviously, she is the show. Pier Luigi Pasino would be back as her brother Enrico, since their partnership is really the backbone of the entire series. And since Season 3 ends with Lidia and Jacopo getting back together, Eduardo Scarpetta would have returned as the socialist journalist who is very much still in love with Lidia. Returning cast and new additions. On the romantic rivalry front, Gianmarco Saurino would have been back as Forno. His role at the prosecutor's office keeps him constantly clashing with both Lidia and Enrico, so there was still plenty of drama to mine there. Sarah Lazzaro's Teresa Poët would also have remained an important part of the story. And of course, new cast members would have been brought in, whether as fresh adversaries for Lidia or new clients for her and Enrico to defend and help. So that's everything on The Law According to Lidia Poët Season 4, why it's not happening, how the show wrapped things up, and what could have been. It's always a little bittersweet when a great show ends, but at least this one got to go out on its own terms. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this.